Welcome everyone to David Dudley Outdoors, and I am excited about this video because to me this is such an inspirational video of a man who has been chasing his dreams for years and years. So today we have Watanabe Hiroyuki or Yuki. I can't speak Japan, but you guys know who I'm talking about, whether you're watching this in Japan or here in the States, wherever you're watching it from. So I want to start out. Now, me and Watanabe, and I'm going to call him Nabe. Here in the United States, we kind of all paraphrase names. So we got Nabe is what I refer to him as. Me and Nabe have been friends for 23 years, right? And I think we met when? 1997. So we have a lot of history together. We have slept in a truck. Tell us, what did we?
Same bed?
Same bed. We've slept in the same truck. Of course, we're not that way, but we have a lot of history. Actually, the year 97, I met him and we ended up being travel partners, and he was a co-angler at the time, but we're going to get into all that. And he slept in the passenger seat and I slept in the driver's seat for the whole season. Went to campgrounds. When we got done fishing, we didn't have cell phones to look at. We didn't have Instagrams to look at. We just got done fishing. We'd cook our stuff over a fire or campground, pull our seat back, recline, and go to sleep. That's just what we did. You remember those days, Nabe? Yeah, it was a lot of fun in those days. So what I want to talk to you guys about is chasing a dream. This man right here has inspired me, and I saw myself in him because my vision and my chasing of my dream has led me to 4 Angler of the Year titles, and it's got me to where I'm at. But I have seen this man have a burning desire to become a professional bass fisherman here in the United States, and I've watched him grow and grow and grow. If I was to give an MVP award, it would be given to Nabe because he has grown from 1997 to 2020 like mega growth. Okay, so let's talk about 97. When you first come here, did you ended up getting I think you had a truck and boat at the time, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, 97 I didn't have mine, so I need somebody to help. You helped me, and then actually 98 I got my own the boat, but it's 90 years old and almost half broken, so I need somebody to help every time.
So in 98 you had a truck and boat that needed a lot of work, a lot of maintenance on that, and that I know that had to have driven you crazy.
That's almost half broken, so
yeah.
I can't use it in a tournament.
Yeah.
Even practice, it needs still somebody's help.
And just that journey of having an old truck and a old boat and getting frustrated with it being broken all the time, always having to work on it, he decided you left for how long?
It's just one season. I spent a lot of money already, and I need to back in Japan to walking to make a next trip or something.
So his experience in 97, 98 was I need to have better equipment. He at the time he had no sponsors, no anything, but he knew what he wanted to do, and he knew the goal in life, what he wanted to accomplish. So from 1999 to what, 2012? So what is that? 13 years he worked and saved every penny that he could to come back and to buy good equipment when you got here to the States. So let me tell you a little bit what I've known about Nabe. Nabe is tighter than a tick, okay? And if you know a tick that is swollen up with blood, that's how tight he is. He is super tight with money, and it's very good. And that's speaking on his behalf. Like, he takes what little bit of money and he can make it go forever. So I think some of the things you've mentioned over the years, like What is your spending budget for a whole year that you planned out before you came back to the United States?
Basically, I'm saving. Honestly, I prepare for about $200,000. So, but I get boat and truck, and I already spend almost $80,000. And then basically, I don't want to try and just one, the shot. I try to, try to longer distance. So basically, $8 for the food, basically $15,000 is a half years I fishing the one season. That's enough. 15,000 basically.
That to me is like one of the coolest things as a person could do with their budgeted money. So you left from 98 to 2012, saved about $200,000, come back to the United States and bought a good truck, a good boat, and he had a long-term goal of how long he wanted to stay. Now, included in his long-term goal was to study. And if there's anything I can tell you about this man, he is an incredible student of the game. He studies films, he studies anglers, and you've gotten a chance to fish with a lot of different anglers. Who are some of the people that you've been in the boat with?
Yes, so many big names like Scott Martin, Brian Slade, John Cox, Mike O'Neill, Matt Alley, Jacob Witter, so many, maybe.
David Dudley.
Maybe. Yeah, it's more than that.
Yeah, so he's been able to be in the boat with a lot of legends in this sport. But one great thing about him is he's been able to study these guys in and out of a lot of different boats. So from 2012 to 2020, which is an 8-year period, he took $200,000 and came and put himself through college. Now, there's a difference in watching somebody 45 minutes on a film. Oh, what's he doing? That's 45 minutes. He knew that it took more than just watching the computer. He knew he wanted to study people who are on the top of their game. So you have been a co-angler and actually won a co-angler event, didn't you?
No, this was second.
Second. Okay. Where did you finish second at?
Actually, you father. Actually, 2 ounces a little bit shorter from the leader. But actually, my weight is more than the winner. But one fish is dead. One fish that's cost about $17,000.
Darn, that could have been $17,000. So I know for a man to take $200,000 and come live in the United States for 8 years, that just shows you how frugal he is with his money. And I think he budgeted $8. How much? $8 a day.
I did a day and eat.
$8 a day to eat. So he is the ramen noodle king. He is the ramen noodle king. He knows how to get his calories in the right way, stay in shape. But if we're thinking about Nabe, and like I'm just thinking about Nabe from when he first got here to where he's at in 2020, it's just mind-blowing. So I got to tell on you a little bit. So when Nabe came back to the United States, he had this little tackle box, just crazy. And he said, I'm going to start fishing in the United States. I said, that's cool. I said, let me see what you got. I opened his box up, and I looked in his lures. He had Uncle Buck spinner baits and unpainted sinkers, and it was just horrible. So I took him to my house and just loaded him up, got him a bunch of good lures at the time. And I got to tell you, Nabe, from 2012 to 2020, not only has he improved like this much, he's kicked my butt 3 times. Right, Nabe?
Yep.
3. What lakes were they at?
Lake Russell, North Carolina, Lake Travis, Texas, and St. Clair, Detroit.
And And I'm just going to tell you, I have not been beat much out of the back of my boat, but every time this guy has been in the back of my boat, he has whooped me. And you've whooped some other big names, and I'm not afraid. Michael Neal,
John Cox.
John Cox,
Used to Denny Brower.
Danny Brower. I mean, these are some guys that are very good fishermen, but it's just a treat to me to see him go from okay fisherman to I know, and I've seen a lot of people on tour. I've seen a lot of people who are on the professional level. I know he could be at the top of the game in this sport if given the chance. And I know you're probably not sitting there, you're embarrassed for me to talk about you, but when we fish together, I'm scared. I'm scared. I hate to lose, but when I get him in the back of my boat, I better have my A game on because I know he is a very, very good fisherman. And it's a shame because I know he could represent a company or look for, have a sponsor back him where he could be a very, very valuable asset to a sponsor. So 2012 to 2020, and here we are, his $200,000 is gone. But what is so inspiring to me is to watch a man who had a dream. He came to the United States. He bought him a truck and boat, went from, junk. He knew he needed good equipment to come study to become a better angler. He worked for 13 years.
Something like that.
13 years, saved all his money, came back and put himself through college for 8 years. And here we are now. And it's kind of a sad deal because he's out of the $200,000 that he came across with, and he's headed back to Japan to work. He speaks very good English, and I know that he could be a very valuable asset to people in Japan with communications to people here in the United States, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you how he learned a lot of. How did you learn most of your English, Nabe?
Yeah, basically the off season I was walking to the hotel job, and I'm using the Hollywood movies. One day using the Japanese subtitle, the next day using the English subtitle, and I just repeat. Sometimes the writing the whole sentence or from the beginning of the video from start to the end, I write down the whole words, and then I just getting better than every single year.
Yeah. So to watch movies with subtitle instead of going to school is a pretty good way of learning English, right? Maybe. Yeah. I can't speak any language. I have no idea. And just for a guy to come over here and learn English on his own, didn't study English in school, I just think it's an inspiration story. And for you guys out there who are still listening to this video, this guy right here is the true story of what a man is chasing his dream. And you guys can do the same. There's nothing stopping you from chasing after a dream of yours. And right now, he is at a professional fishing level right now. But like a lot of people, money is always a problem. But to see a man come over, chase his dream, go for it is inspiring to me, Nabe. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you would like to tell people about? A funny story about me?
Yeah.
Or
Well, actually, I don't know. Sometimes, the bass fishermen, tournament fishermen fishing the dock to dock, and then sometimes while we are here, it's a very hard job. And then to me also, I'm still not a professional, but every time, compared to the other sports, the other hobbies, and my mind is always going to the lake. I'm not interested the other. I did so many different kind actually, and then not this one, not this one, not this one. And my first tournament in '95, fishing the 3 tournaments and got 2 checks. And then that kind of stuff is never forget from my memories. So every time back to the fishing is like my mind. So the lifetimes one time, and I can't before decide to come back to United States 2012. We got a big disaster 2011. Well, I don't know, 50,000 people dead, big tsunami coming over Japan. And looking back my life and lifetime show, never know when I'm gonna die. So I don't care about money. So I just decided to come back to United States. So that's kind of the bass fishing is most inspires things, compared to the other kind of stuff. So that's just I wanted to say.
Yeah. Well, that's inspiring. So, guys, I appreciate you watching this. Guys, never be satisfied in life and always follow your dreams. Don't let anything get in your way. It is accomplishable. You can do it. This man, I've watched him go from 1997 to a good fisherman to an incredible fisherman in 2020. It's been a pleasure to know you, Nabe, and I know you're going to be back. I'm sad that you're leaving, but he's leaving to go back to Japan to hopefully come back and continue this chasing of the dream. I know he's not going to give up, and if there's anybody out there that's looking for a representative, Nabe is the one that you need on your team. So thank you, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and